So, transubstantiation exposes the folly of transgenderism. Now, those two things might seem like they couldn't be any further apart, but bear with me. First, I need to explain what transubstantiation is. It's a concept that most Protestants are going to reject because when it comes to things that sound really Catholic, they suddenly become atheists. The idea is that during Mass, the communion bread and wine become the actual body and blood of Christ. This is a belief held by both Catholics and Orthodox, even though there's a nuanced difference. So, notice I said not literal, but actual body and blood of Christ. If it was literal, it would look like this. Why is this the case? What's the difference? There's an idea in philosophy that comes from Aristotle that distinguishes between essence and accidents of something. So, accidents sounds like something that you get into with your car, but that's not the case here. According to the Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy, an essential property of an object is a property that it must have. So, its essence, something that it must have. While an accidental property of an object is one that it happens to have, but that it could lack. To illustrate the point, think of a dog. Got it? Got it? You sure? Got it? Okay, good. Now, for our purposes, you and I, we're thinking about the same dog. It has a long tail, floppy ears, shaggy hair. All these things, those are accidents. Now, say we shave the dog. We clip its tail. We clip its ears. We put a diaper on it. No matter what you change about it, you're just changing its accidents. Its essence, it's still a dog, even if it looks nothing like a dog. Now you can have this dog. This dog has shaggy hair, long floppy ears, a long tail. It has all the accidents of a real dog. But no matter what accidents you give this thing, its essence is not a dog. During transubstantiation, the accidents of bread and wine don't change, but its essence becomes the body and blood of Christ. So what does that have to do with being transgender? If you're quick on the uptake, you should know by now, but I'm going to cover it anyway. You can be born like this, or you can be born like this, and when you are, you can change all your accidents. You can cut off your male anatomy. You can have breast implants. You can take hormones to change your voice and stop growing a beard. And you can wear a dress and look kind of like this. Or you can remove your breasts and sew on male anatomy and take hormones to deepen your voice and grow a beard and wear a polo shirt or a button up and look like this. Or you can actually look like the most gorgeous and perfect version of that gender and look like this. It really doesn't matter. You can change the accidents until no one on this earth ever knows what gender you were born as. Your essence is still the same. Change all those accidents perfectly. Become the perfect female or the perfect male, the perfect opposite sex of how you were born. Your essence stays the same, no matter how hard you try to change. And nobody wants to talk about this, but because our essence stays the same, depression, suicide, all these things are really high among people who have transitioned. And so many people who have transitioned and lived a transgendered life want to detransition. But that's so controversial. We can't talk about those things. Now, there's one more point I want to get to before I wrap things up, and that is intersex. People can be born XX for female or XY for male. Those are your chromosomes, and they determine your gender. However, there are some genuine genetic disorders that cause you to be born XXX or XXY, and this genuinely affects gender. You might be born with both types of anatomy or be almost asexual. There's lots of ways this can affect your body and affect your gender and the way you perceive yourself and what you actually are. And this is not what I'm talking about. And I'd love to see why this stuff occurs. It's very rare, but like, is there more metal in our water? We're eating more processed foods? Is it from nuclear radiation? Maybe it's just genuinely a fluke of nature because we live in a sinful, fallen world. And that's another thing to consider. But what really upsets me is when perverted men and women co-opt people with a genuine genetic disorder to their cause in order to justify their perversion. hopefully the short video helps you understand where we're coming from, where I'm coming from, and hopefully it makes sense to you that no matter what you change about yourself, your essence is going to stay the same. Only God can change who you are. And so when Jesus died on the cross, when Jesus rose from the dead, when he offers new life, that's him offering to change our essence from bad and sinful to good and holy, even if it takes a lifetime to get there. If you like this video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. We'd really appreciate that. If you did not like this video, give me a thumbs down. Just let me know why in the comments, and I'll try to do better next time.